his main focal point and his fan base are kids that are frustrated with their parents, and he does parent overreaction videos so he's already pulling the audience where kids are mad at their parents, and that's how they even find him. Like, there's parent overreaction videos.
Seems like everybody wants to keep repeating this bullshit. Seems like they're not really looking into it, though. And there's a thing called a search bar. And that search bar allows you to look for whatever you want to find out. On YouTube, on Google, all kinds of places. And by just listening to a little bit of the mumbo jumbo, you could figure out that his Reddit channel was called Misery Box. And if you type that into the search bar, it will lead you to videos like this, which would make you think he had something going on between himself and this Fresh guy. And Fresh was one of his competitors, if I remember right. And then even on this thumbnail, you could screenshot it and blow it up. And it talks about a guy named r/ going off on a guy named Mr. Reddit. And then Misery goes off on Fresh. So if I was in 4th grade, I would look these names up. And, well, I did that for you because you guys seem to have a hard time with this stuff. Considering these are probably his competitors, it makes you wonder if these are children's channels like they claim his was. Now, I had to do all of this because I wasn't here for that much of the Misery Box time. I showed up a little bit late. I do remember him saying that he named the channel because of the movie Misery. Stephen King. Here we have r/, and there I have it highlighted. It says they do entitled Parents Choosing Beggars, and it looks like other Reddit posts. Really interesting. This first title is called Entitled Parents Give My Son Your Alcohol, You Shit. And this thumbnail says you slut in text. Doesn't seem like a children's channel. And here this entitled parents video is called That Child is Dying. The kids will love this one. Entitled Parents, Give Me Your Organs Now. And I clicked on it, and at a hospital somebody is bitching because one child gets to go first, and it's because the kid is dying. The entitled parent is giving the other parents of the dying child a hard time. This Give Me Your Dog Now entitled parents post is about a mommy that wants somebody's dog so their child can have it. So far, it's a regular Chuck E. Cheese. Here's Fresh's channel, and his @ says Fresh Reddit. Here it looks like he does the longer form entitled parents coverage, but the thumbnail doesn't look like it's for children to me. What do I know? I'm just a hack. And this one is just another long form story time. But it, again, doesn't really look like a children's thumbnail. Underneath it, we have r/ quit your bullshit. Maybe that's short for Ring Around the Rosie. When I searched Mr. Reddit, this is the channel that came up. So I wanted to go to the About section to make sure I was looking at the right channel. And it does say r/ Mr. Redder. And it looks like he changed the entitled parents to the words entitled people. And real quickly, we see underneath it says entitled parents right there. It looks like he forgot to change that one, I guess. And wow, here when I go to his videos, you will date my daughter. Give my son your PS4. Give my son your car. Give my son your Nintendo. No, you can't have my baby. Get her pregnant now. But I thought all this entitled parents stuff was made to attract young children. Well, maybe the Misery Box channel was different. We'll just go back to our search bar again. That seems to be working. One of the first things I found is somebody telling the story about what happened to Misery Box, or the channel. And I do remember people getting mad and him changing it to a Karen channel. But I don't remember much else from back then, and I wasn't that involved. I had no knowledge of Misery Box until he had over 100,000 subs, and he didn't need me. Super was there, Beerus, Super Saiyans, and he had a bunch of mods already. And well, I hadn't had Reddit since the O&A sub kept going down, And I didn't really know much about that channel at all. And right around that time was when his trolls got wind of it. In fact, I probably found out about it from them, to be honest.
April 9th or 10th. On either April 9th or 10th of r/message r/Mr. Reddit, confronting him about his use of r/ spelled out. It is my understanding that this was done peacefully, and Mr. Reddit blew it out of proportions. From listening to the Discord conversation between Miserybox and Fresh, I gather that Mr. Reddit was a channel set up by someone with 2 other YouTube channels, both over 100k. Anyways, Miserybox caught the wind of this and decided to make an r/exposed video, saying how he was bullying smaller creators, and in my talks with other Reddit YouTubers, we have speculated that he did this to appeal to smaller creators. April 11th, 2019, Miserybox sends his moderators into other YouTubers' Discord servers to warn them that everything was about to get shaken up with his legendary r/exposed video. Later in that day, Miserybox made a Discord call with Fresh and Illuminati. 2 of his Discord moderators were also in the call. This conversation started by Fresh and Misery discussing the situation of Mr. Reddit's name.
And literally taking his algorithm recommendations. If you search just r/RSLASH on YouTube right now, you will see multiple recommendations for r/Mr. Reddit. Even though you're almost certainly searching for the much larger, much more popular channel r/ that is likely getting more views per hour than this channel has in its entirety.
This is where it was brought up that the Mr. Reddit channel was run by someone with over 200k subs on 2 separate channels.
It's not concerning because r/ doesn't own r/, right? I mean, Reddit owns r/, if you think about it.
Here's the thing. Reddit owns r/.
Correct.
It's debatable whether or not Reddit owns spelled out r/. It's not debatable. No, that's...
No, here's the thing. YouTube, the way that the algorithm is set up, r/, whether you spell it out or not, they count it as r/. So if you put r/ in there, it's the same as r/
That's
where you spell it out.
You need to hear with those analytics. We were looking, believe me, we were looking at r/'s analytics during his meteoric rise. His search results were not gaining particularly more traction because of his name than anyone else.
After that, it is brought up that r/ targeted Mr. Reddit and none of the other people using his name. This is the only point where Fresh crosses the line, as Fresh said that my friend, Crazy Aussie Man's channel, which at the time was called r/I read Reddit, was dead, and nobody respects anybody on the r/Reddit Readers Discord server. You hear me, Fresh? Anyways, Miserybox showed that the channel is not dead, but that's water under the bridge. Halfway through the conversation, they got onto the subject of what kinds of things people can own. Miserybox then mentions how Leham was using his rainbow border, and the next clip speaks volumes about his character.
Like Leham copied all of my thumbnails.
Yeah, I
didn't
did
go out there.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I didn't go out there and bitch about him. I mean, he was in my Discord server, and he was a mod, right? Hattie and Root Talk. He was a mod, and
Wow,
then he just took my rainbow border, which was, I mean, that's fine, whatever. I didn't bitch to him and say,
Yeah, I mean, so, like, the whole thing with Miserybox, like, the dude, he's not a right dude, but, I mean, like, I was a mod on his server and shit, but it wasn't him that, like, attacked me, it was more his mods. Like, yeah, I use a rainbow border thing, okay, yeah, that's cool. Well, the thing is, like, I had the rainbow text in my literal name and logo and everything way before he had anything like that, and honestly, do I care? No. I'm gonna keep using it if I want to, because honestly, why not? I like it. Like, if you want to go bitch about it, so be it, okay, because I'm too busy playing Minecraft or something. Why would I care? But, like, other than that, like, no, my channel isn't dead. Just because I have a shitty laptop and a shitty mic doesn't mean I'm dead. Because I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but honestly, your personality is cheeks. The one thing if you want to have when you're being successful in this is you want to have a good personality. And that, my friend, is something you don't have. I'm doing my thing and you're doing yours, alright? All the success for you, all whatever you want, I don't really care. And you did yours, and now you see how it turned out, so...
I think that sums up that portion of the Discord call. After this, Fresh was just trying to get one of his questions answered, and Miserybox was dodging it. Eventually, Miserybox's moderators started agreeing with Fresh and not Misery. After Misery curses out Fresh, he leaves the Discord call, and Misery continues to curse about Fresh to his moderators. How Misery handled the situation was childish and immature. For him asking Fresh if he was 13, Misery acted like a 4-year-old when he doesn't get a toy. April 12th, 2019, 1:33 a.m. One of the mods posted the recordings of the audio clips, and the links spread like wildfire, arriving to me only 16.5 hours later. The moderators of Miserybox servers were angry at the rampant bannings of other moderators. Nobody really gets to see behind the scenes, but everyone was talking about this drama, what was going to happen, how subcounts would change, Miserybox's potential reaction, and other things. There's a lot more connections than the viewers get to see. April 13th, 2019. Illuminati is acting strange on Twitter, hinting towards her knowledge of someone about to release the video on the She releases the video. 2 hours later, I start my live stream of his sub count. It's not looking good for him. Miserybox's sub count immediately started to drop. In fact, he lost over 600 subscribers in 1 hour. Just 3 hours after releasing Illuminati's video, Miserybox goes into full containment mode. He made his sub count not visible at first, then comments, then removed his banner, then likes and dislikes, then his name, then all community posts disappear. Finally, he removes his icon. Miserybox was dismantling his channel in front of my very eyes. Not even making a response video, just continuing on with uploads. Just something was missing. His views. He lost over 2/3 of all his views, and these views were already dwindling. Miserybox is over.
Well, we're all in luck because the search bar again, I know. But learning is fun. I found some Miserybox videos where a guy was doing commentary, and his audio isn't that good, but neither is mine. So, there. I'm going to put one up now, and I'm going to put 2 more up at the end of this video.
parents from the man, the myth, the legend, Misery Box. So, without further ado, let's get into the video.
17, entitled Mom at Disney World Food Court. So this was 1986 at the Magic Kingdom. Hubby and I took our two nieces to the park. They are 8 and 10. Hubby and the 10-year-old get in line to order food. The 8-year-old and I go in search of a table. The food court is crowded because it's a few days after Christmas. We find a table off in Timbuktu in a corner. I leave my niece there to go let the others know where we are. As I come back to the table and encounter entitled Mom. She had put her food tray on our table and is pulling my niece by the arm out of the chair. I tell her to let go, and this is our table. Niece is backing up into the corner. The woman is relentless. She tries to grab her again, and I stop her. She is yelling at me that she needs this table for her kids. I took her tray full of food and slammed it down on top of the trash can, yelled at her to get away from us. My poor niece was huddled in the corner, terrified. What was so outrageous is there were several tables right nearby, all being held by adults. She wasn't over there trying to get them off their seats. She picked on a young child. This woman was lucky that I was not yet a parent, because I can only imagine what would have happened if Mama Bear had responded. My nieces bring up this story at every family gathering for the last 30 plus years.
I want to talk real quick about the potato cult kids. Those are not to be mistaken for Darius, who is the 12-year-old. These are the young children with the high-pitched voices that you hear on the recording that Vin Vader keeps playing. And they were seen trolling other streamers from the same sector prior to that. I also noticed the first time I heard that audio, I could clearly hear an adult whispering to them what to say in the background. After that, there was more white noise and Discord beeping added to it, which seemed to drown that out. I would still like to be able to find the cleaner version that I originally heard. I find it kind of odd that one of the streamers that got trolled by these same children was Unbleached, who also had beefs with many of the same people that Jimmer did at the time.
Jimmernam then was taken down by Illuminati in that thing because he was attacking other creators.
Well, I guess I'll look up the Illuminati now, although this guy doesn't know how to use a search bar. In fact, anybody getting their news from him should think twice. A few weeks ago, I put up a video where Tara brags about doing revenge porn on one of her ex-boyfriends, and I included the title and the channel and how long ago the video was made. If you went there to look at it, her picture was in the thumbnail from back then. But of course, old Vin Vader thinks everybody is like him, so he claimed that I made it all up. He can't get a clue or use a search bar. I wouldn't find him to be very credible. And here the uploader has to tell him where to go find it because he couldn't look at the screen and see the title and the channel name. Okay, on with the Illuminati search. Well, that only took a second, and here we are. Doesn't look like she's very credible. And I can't find any video that she made about him, no matter how hard I search. It looks like she has a lot of subs, but it doesn't really look like she's very credible, although I'm not diving down that rabbit hole just for this. I guess you all can use your search bar or just look at all of these titles and make your own decisions. Wow.
Then started a podcast for young children, which basically brought in about 150,000 subs. He was doing very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's like there's
You're sitting on a show that is dedicated to doing Reddits with children, and the main focal point is, his main focal point and his fan base are kids that are frustrated with their parents, and he does parent overreaction videos.
And I want to point out that sometimes the entitled parent would be 90, and the person writing the post was 40 or 50.
Oh, this excuse.
Shut
Wait,
down. He claims he shut it down on his own, but I don't believe that because it was within minutes of me talking to somebody with Discord, and I have receipts and emails.
So this girl, Tara, basically says that he created the Entitled Parents channel, which is a specific thing that appeals to children because it's about parents being assholes to their kids. And it's like it was like a trend that he stole from Reddit about showing parents in a bad light and the kids like bonding over how parents are unreasonable. And that was his way of like getting the kid audience, funneling them in. And listen to Hack's excuse.
That was old school, but at the same time, dang, dude, y'all need some. What type of people are these people? Oh boy, let's see how far we gonna go with this.
Up everybody, Misery Box here. Now before we get into today's cringe, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for daily Reddit videos.
subscribe to this man. It's funny. I'm glad he does actually have some opinion behind most of what he says. So it's cool. So
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Entitled Parent Lets Sick Kid Loose on Cruise Ruins Everyone's Vacation. So this happened a while ago. I'm going on another cruise soon and was sharing old stories and realized that this might make a good one to post on Reddit. Not sure if it fits exactly under entitled parents, so apologies if it doesn't belong here. Another sorry for the length and that there's no dialogue. I can't remember too much, and it's more the situation that went out of hand and what the parent did than what the parent said. This is my first post here. I hope you enjoy. 2 or 3 years ago, I went on a cruise with my mother and my friend with his mother. We grew up together as our families are really close, so we're practically like siblings. This was an 8-day cruise departing from NYC, going around the Caribbean, and then going back. The ship was one of the really nice famous ones with tons of restaurants, pools, water slides, etc. It had a capacity of over 2,000 guests. On the second day, our parents made friends with another group of families, and we decided to head out together that day once the boat pulled into port. We met at breakfast to plan the day. There were quite a few families with younger kids, and of course, all young kids left in discretion at open buffets were wild and kinda gross. Later on, I overheard one parent EP complaining to someone about their kid. Apparently, kid wasn't feeling well and hadn't wanted to come, but EP didn't want to leave him behind to laze around in their room as they had spent so much money to go out and have fun. I didn't think of it as something too serious, so we carried on.
but the child was sick.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Entitled Kid Tries to Get Me Arrested. Posted by user Spoken4. This happened about 2 years ago. Entitled Kid, EK, me, Ref, Entitled Kid's mom, EKM, EK friends. I run an after-school program for high schoolers. The idea is to create a safe space for them to do homework or hang out. We host various programs that help with leadership building, utilizing mentorship, community outreach, and more. Within that program, I also created a leadership team that was made up of graduates whom wanted to give back to the community. As a way to show my gratitude for their assistance, I would treat these guys to different events, activities, and restaurants around town. This situation happened at a trampoline park. We had just arrived and the place was fairly empty. It was pretty awesome, as there was a foam pit, basketball rim, dodgeball court, and trampoline scattered about. We signed off the safety waivers and went in. In all honesty, this shit's hard, and after about 5 minutes, my old ass was ready to leave.